to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 170. 170. How do we get there? If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for coming by and checking out the channel. If you like what you see, please click that little red subscribe button down below, and if you click the bell icon next to it, it will let you know anytime I post a video, which is Saturdays and Wednesdays. Although next Saturday there will not be a video, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So let's get started. What's going on with me this week? First, I'll tell you what I'm wearing. I am wearing the Crissy Cowl, and this is a Cozy Up Knits. If you watch Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters, this is one of their cowl patterns. It is done with a super chunky yarn, and this gray came from a Knit Crate box, a couple years ago, and I mixed it with a pink because there wasn't enough of it to make this size cowl. So, and the neat thing about this cowl, and I just discovered this today when I was putting it on, watch this. I can actually wear this over my head, so that's what it looks like, almost like a scarf to keep my ears warm, and it would still keep my neck warm at the same time. So I'm thinking if I go out and have to work in the cold, yeah, this is what I'm going to wear. Yeah, real happy with that. But I usually wear it down around my neck here. So that is what I am wearing this week. Now let's get to my works in progress. I have no finished objects, so let's get started first. I have been working on a baby blanket for my grandson. Out of all of my grandkids, that when their house caught fire this summer and they lost a lot of things, I had one grandchild ask if I would remake his baby blanket. Grandma is not going to say no. So this is the pattern. It is from a Debbie Maycomer book. I could not find the pattern anywhere else. It's an older pattern. It is called Only the Best for Amelia. I don't know who the designer was or anything else. So anyway, it's a very easy pattern. It is the same. I used this entire same pattern for all of my grandkids except for one in my daughter's family. And it actually gets a lace edge all the way across the bottom, all the way around the perimeter of it. I did that for the girls, but I didn't do that for the boys. They're not into lacy edges. And you may be wondering, why in the world would I make a brown baby blanket? Well, the story behind it is, now my daughter has 7 children. The child right before, this was baby number 5. This was the 5th one of her 7 children. And the baby right before that had a green baby blanket. So she did not want to repeat the colors so there would never be any fighting or squabbling over whose baby blanket it was. And she was doing his nursery in green and the brown. Now here's a funny story. My brother and his wife were expecting a grandchild at the same time. We're in the hospital, my grandson's born. I call up my brother on the phone and said, I'm a grandma again. And he says, I'm a grandpa again. They went, oh. And he goes, yeah, they were like born within hours of each other. But it gets even funnier. Both of them, okay, they had not talked to each other, anything like that. Both of them chose the same name. And they were both within a couple of ounces of each other weight-wise. And they both had the same color nursery, the green and the brown. So how funny is that? Yeah. So anyway, that's why I'm doing a brown baby blanket. So I started on this, and I took it last night to the coffee shop, and Kim and I were chatting and knitting. I was so busy talking, it must have been too much caffeine. I drank 2 big mugs full of Earl Grey tea. I only got like 4 rows done the entire evening because I was like, and it was funny because every time Kim was doing socks and she was going toe up and she was counting her toe increases, and I'm talking away and talking away trying. I must have messed up her toe count because she got off at one point. It was probably my fault. It was probably because I was talking so much. It's a wonder she didn't grab a ball of yarn and throw it at me. Yes, Katrina should stay away from that much caffeine. I was like, yeah, you know. You think I would have knit faster, but no, just the mouth kept going faster. So anyway, yes, there's project number 1. Project number 2 are my socks. And I have discovered that Katrina and pointy objects don't go well together because I was doing these 2 at a time. I was going toe up, and then when I got to the heel, I separated them just because I thought it would be less confusing. Not so much. So this one I've gotten a little bit further on, and this one I'm doing magic loop method. And there you can see right here the part of the heel. So I'm almost at the point where I'm getting ready to turn for the gusset. So anyway, this is the one. This is the one that is not my friend right now. These little double-pointed needles are extremely pointy. I need to take an emery board to them and smooth them out. I am not a tight knitter. People who are tight knitters like really pointy needles. Me, not so much, because I have managed to skewer myself not once, not twice, but 3 times. So who knows? Some of the little some of the little red spots on here might actually be blood instead of dye, because I literally punctured my fingers twice on this finger, once on this one. I mean, the point like went into my finger. It was so sore I couldn't knit for a couple days because it was like bruised feeling. So is there such a thing as a knitting injury? I don't know, but I managed to do it. So that's my sock progress. Now let's move to my crochet project. I gave my mother the green shawl, which is the crochet. It's the pattern that I designed, and it was the original part to the pattern, and I gave it to her yesterday for her birthday. Well, I gave it to her on Thursday. You're watching this Saturday, so it'd be 2 days ago for you guys. And she loved it and was very happy with it and excited. So she had a nice 80th birthday. So happy birthday again, Mom. And so now I'm working on the second version of it. I'm hoping to get this pattern released by the end of February. So here it is. Last week I had just finished the granny square. This week, this is no further than I was last week. But this side, I've gone out a little bit further. I was right about here or here last week. So I have gone out the rest of the way. And with the white yarn, it's showing the fading a little bit more. With knitting and you do fading, it's striping. And you stripe, like you'll start with one color, you would stripe 2 colors together until you change to the next color. And the term for it is fading, because you kind of fade from one color to the next. But it's not really done with crochet. Now, I did it over on this side, but it really didn't show up that much. You can see it a little bit right here. But it really shows up with the, like right here, this is striped. This is actually striped, and you can see it, but it's not real obvious. But here you can see it with the brighter colors. But here's the problem. I only have this much more of the kind of an off-white yarn, and I need to make sure I have enough of this to do the opposite side, because it's going to go out, you know, on this side. The same is going to be done on this side, and it extends quite a distance because this is almost like 5.5 to 6 feet when it's finished. I don't have enough yarn, anywhere near enough yarn in this, because this was all I had of it. However, I was going through some of my stash and I found these two purples. They're not quite, I'm looking at them in the light over here. They're not quite the same, but they're very, very close. So I will choose one of these and put it with this to replace the white. So it'll be one of these two. Like I said, they're very, very close. They might even be the same. Maybe I just wound this one up. Yeah, I think they actually are the same color. Now that I look at them with the light shining, I think they are the same color. But I think I can get away with putting this with these purples without any problem. So that will be what I will go to afterwards. So my last project that I am working on, and yes, I keep finding more and more. That's my problem. I can't stop casting on or picking up a crochet hook and doing more projects. I just keep finding more and more that I like. So this is my sweater. You can see right here where I was last week, and I've come up this direction here. I would have been farther along. I was like almost to the point of being done. This is the front, and there you can see it. It's all cabled all the way up. And I was very close to done. I was like within 3 rows of getting to the collar, and I looked down and realized I must have gotten off on a row somewhere, like 6 rows back, because there should have been a cable twist and it wasn't. And I kept looking at it going, this doesn't look right. And I think I lost track of where I was at. So I had to rip back all of that. And so I'm still getting caught back up to where I was when I had my knitting faux pas and messed up. So, as you can see right now, I am in the middle of doing a cable. There's my cable needle hanging right there. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get the front done this week, and then I can start finally the sleeves, which are knit flat and then sewed on. I've never done sleeves that way. Usually I just attach as I go and knit out. So it's going to be a new way of doing it for me. And that's good. I like to try something new. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to be knitting them 2 at a time because I want to get it done. I want to be able to actually wear the sweater before it gets too warm. So that is all of my works in progress. Now you guys have been very busy this week because our show and tell section is almost 5 minutes long. So if you're new, let me tell you a little bit about our show and tell. Show and tell is where you guys can send in pictures of your projects, and if you have information about them, like what yarn you used or what pattern you used, you can include that information, and then I share it for everybody else to see. So you can show me your projects over on Facebook on the Katrina Knits Facebook page, or you can send me a picture at my email address, which is KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com. And just tell me a little bit about the pattern, because the more information I can share, the better. The rest of us can like drool over your project, and it gives us ideas if we want to try to make it ourselves. So you guys have been really busy this month, or this week, and yeah, Yoka's challenge of the month. If you remember last month, she's on a mission to try a new skill or technique each month of the year. That's her goal this year. So last month was Tunisian crochet. This month she is trying weaving, and it's looking really good so far. I was telling her, I said, your edges are straighter than my edges. I did not do any weaving this week. I didn't show you that project because I didn't do anything with it. So with that, let's take a look at what you guys have been making. Now in my acquisitions this week, I have 2 acquisitions actually, but one you have to wait till Wednesday to see because Kim stopped at Michael's before she came to the coffee shop. And she bought me something. It's really cute, but I don't want to mess the surprise up, so you have to watch Wednesday's video to see what she got me. But anyway, this is what I got from Knit Crate. This is the second Knit Crate I got this month. The first Knit Crate that I got this month was the blue one, and I'll show that to you. That was this one here. And they were running a special where you could try your first box, and they still are running that special, by the way. Yeah, I'll explain in a minute. But anyway, they were running a special where if you wanted to try Knit Crates, you could for $5. Normally it's $24.99, so it was a really, really super good deal. If you liked it, you can continue. If you didn't like it, you could cancel. You know, that's kind of a win-win situation. $5. And it's good quality yarn. It is not acrylic. It's good stuff. So this was superwash merino, and it was a worsted weight. So this was my box that I paid for. But because some of you actually ordered through my link, I got some codes for some free yarn. So I went back and decided I was going to get one of the neutrals. So this was the neutral color for the month. And apparently all of these were so popular they actually sold out. And so a lot of people were like, oh no, what are we going to do? Because they actually sold out and people were wanting to order more. A lot of people jumped on this free or $2 special that they were running. So as a result, they actually have some more yarn. I got an email, so it'd be Friday morning. I got an email that they had more yarn in. They had a special rush order through the dyer and they got more yarn. So the offer is still running. So if you are interested and want to give it a try, there is a link down below. And at this point, because of the time of the month, you more than likely will get this next month. You'll probably get February's box for free. And you can look on their website and see what this month's box looks like, and you can choose. It is like a speckled yarn. All of them are cream colored and they're speckled. I know there's a blue one. There's a neutral one that has very similar colors to this in it. Which are kind of like fall tonal, you know, tans and oranges and stuff. That had that color speckles. There was the Chill Out, I think, had blue speckles. And I don't remember what the Energize Me color was, but it was also a speckled yarn. So you can choose which one you want, or you can just say anything goes and be surprised. But if you're interested, you can do that for $5. So, like I said, links down below if you want to check it out. But, yeah, I got a second one. So, not sure what I'll make. Probably a cowl or something with it. So, there they are up close. Really, really pretty. And the colors are pretty true. So, that is my acquisitions. So, now it's time for... Now the Come and Get It section each week, what I do is I let you know any good bargains that I know are going on, and I pass it on along with the coupon codes to you guys. The links to everything are down below again in the description box. You click that, it will take you right over to those sales. Now here's the thing, today that you're watching this is February 1st. So some of these sales need to be updated a little bit. In particular, Knit Picks and Lion Brand tend to have their new sales for the month come out on February 1st. So I'm going to tell you the sales that I know are running, and then if I know of any additional ones, I'll put a second little video out, just a real short one out, at some point today, letting you know what the sales for February are. Okay, so let's get started. Annie's Craft Store has 2 different patterns. I usually pick out one of knitting and one of crochet to share with you guys. They have one I saw. It's called Big Book of Crochet Accessories. There are 40 projects in this. and it's $19.99, so it's roughly $20, but you're getting 40 patterns, so you're paying 50 cents per pattern for that. So that's a pretty good deal. So anyway, that is the big book of crochet accessories. And then over in the knit section, there's this really pretty pattern for a shawl called the Winter Serenade Shawl. And it is $6.99. Bluprint is offering 70% off of their knitting needles right now, which is super good sale. I went over, they have interchangeable needle sets for like 30 some dollars. That's really, really a good deal. They have them in wood, they have them in metal. I debated whether I should get one of the metal ones. I'm not a wood knitting needle person. I mean, I use them. They're not my favorite. I like metal knitting needles. I really just can't justify buying another set, but that is a really, really good price for interchangeable needles. So anyway, that's Bluprint, has 70% off knitting needles, and they also have 55% off of their crochet home decor kits. Now a kit means you're getting the pattern and the yarn. So that is what they're offering for crochet. The dollar store, of course, has yarn, but you do need to buy it by the case. So just make sure you read it very carefully. They do have a gray and a white wool yarn over there, which I bought some of the gray, and you only had to buy a package of 6. So $6, you got 6 skeins of yarn, and it was wool. Can't go too far wrong. They are also offering Yarnspirations Bernat Beyond Black. So it's a deep, deep black color. It's a super bulky. There's only 80 yards per skein because it's a super bulky. You only have to buy 6 of them. So if you like super bulky yarn, there you go. Speaking of which, I was at Ollie's on Thursday. Okay, Ollie's is an outlet type of store that sells like leftovers of a lot of places. I mean, most of you know what Ollie's is. Okay, it's a discount shopping store. My husband and I were wandering around in Ollie's the other day, and they do carry yarn. It's usually, you know, like whatever nobody else wanted type of yarn, so I've never bought it before. I came this close yesterday to buying some, except that I've got tons of yarn I don't need anymore. But listen to the deal they had. So you might want to go check this out at Ollie's. They had Bernat baby blanket yarn, which is the real thick. It's like almost as thick as my finger. The real super bulky, super soft yarn. They had that for $1.99. But even better yet, they had Yarnspiration Pop, cake pop yarn, which is like a cake of worsted weight acrylic. It's about this big around, and it's gradient. And they had it in a couple of different colors for $1.99 a yard. Yeah. Anyway, that's Ollie's. That one's, yeah, there's no link down below. I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I just ran across that sale and I was like, oh, I am so tempted. My husband was like, so are you going to? And I was like, I really can't justify buying more yarn. I don't need it. But it was a really good deal. But I walked away. I didn't get it. I was good. But they had a really pretty, like, autumn type of colors one, and they had another one that was all in bright, like, hot pinks and reds, and yeah, there was like 3 or 4 different colors to choose from. $1.99. I know, really tempting. But I was good. I didn't, but you could get it. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. So then over at, I already told you about Knit Crate's deal that's running. Knit Picks is the one I will do later today because they always announce their color of the month on Knit Picks, which I don't know what it is yet because I'm filming on the 31st and all of their sales and their color changes happen on the 1st. So that one I will put out a real short little, just a little couple second video, let you know what's going on over at Knit Picks. Leisure Arts, I always try to pick a pattern from the knitting and the crochet for them as well. In knitting, they have a pattern called Lace Aplenty. It is $5.99. It's a downloadable pattern. And in their crochet section, they have, this is a cool looking book. It's called Crochet for the Home. Now it kind of reminds me of what I saw over at Bluprint, which was the crochet home decor kits and the big book of crochet accessories that Annie's is offering. Okay, so this is Leisure brand, and it is crochet for the home, and it is also 40 projects, and it's only $17.99. So there's a lot of similarity between those three that are offering things for your home decor. Yeah, so anyway, those are fun to check out. Lion brand is offering a sale right now. You have to purchase the same color and the same yarn brand. So if you get this deal, you have to get all of the same type of yarn and color of yarn. But if you buy two, you get one of their regularly priced yarns. So if you go to their regularly priced yarns, you buy two of the same color, you can get a third of the same color for free. They also are offering buy one, get one on their select yarns. So that would be buy one, get one free of the same color of the same brand. So that is Lion brand. And Lion brand is also doing, I think this is the one that's doing pink and reds are their color of the month for February, of course, because of Valentine's Day. So, yeah, so that is what's going on at Lion brand. And then there's Prime Publishing, which puts out the digital magazines I Like Crochet and I Like Knitting, and they offer special deals and special access to their patterns. And they have different rate membership levels you can join. They start at $1.99. Or no, they start at 99 cents a month, and they go up to $1. I think it's $1.99 a month, and it's a bi-monthly, so it's every other month publication. So if you're interested in those, you can check that out. So those are the sales so far that I know of for this month. The rest I will, like I said, fill in on a short little video later today. Now, as far as what's the video for this Wednesday is going to be a vlog, because like I said earlier, Kim and I met for coffee and tea over at 82 Cafe, and I think it's 82 Cafe, or is it Cafe 82? I don't know. It's in Gettysburg, across from the Dobbin House. My clothes still smell like coffee because they were literally, they roast their own coffee, and they had the roasting machine going. They were like shoveling that huge bags, like probably 100-pound bags of coffee sitting back there that they were shoveling into the roaster while I was there. So my clothes kind of picked up a smell of coffee. The caffeine just off of my clothes could keep me awake today. But yeah, anyway, we did a vlog, and you can see some of the shopping that Kim did at Michael's, because Michael's was running a 20% off sale. So she went there before she came to Knit Night, and you can see what she got me too, which is adorably cute. She also gave me some free patterns that, you know, on the little tearaway pads that you can get when you walk through. So she ran across and gave me some crochet and some knitting patterns as well. So we're going to do that, and we're also going to, Dave and I are headed out, as soon as I finish filming this, we are headed out to go get groceries. And I've taken you on the trip with us before, but we're going to take a little bit different route than we normally do, so I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. And it's up through Amish country, and there's actually a covered bridge we go by, and yeah, that's pretty. So that's going to be Wednesday's video. Now, next Saturday, I mentioned that there would be no video. Now, the reason for that is I'm going to have a house full of company. My husband and I are celebrating our 30th, yeah. We are celebrating our 38th anniversary. Our anniversary falls Wednesday night. However, our son and daughter-in-law and 4 children are coming to stay with us for about 5 days because of the passing of my father-in-law last week. So, yeah, so his memorial service is going to be on Saturday. So I'm going to skip doing a video just because I think, even though I film a couple days in advance, it just seems kind of tacky to have a video going out on the day of his memorial service. So as a result, I'm going to skip next week, and hope you guys understand. And I don't normally ever skip Saturdays, but under these circumstances, I'm going to. But that just means hopefully I will have more projects to share the following week. Now there will be like I said, a Wednesday video this week, and the following week there will be a Wednesday video on Dorset button making. Now, I did make a video on Dorset button making several years ago. It was one of my first videos. It's actually one of my most viewed videos on YouTube. But the camera angle is not real good because I really didn't have the experience at the time to do all of that. And so I'm going to refilm it now that I have the equipment to do a better job. So, yeah, we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. So that is it for this week. And again, watch me on Wednesday for our vlog and our coffee and tea together with Kim and I. And watch next Wednesday for Dorset button making, and then I'll be back again on the following Saturday. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.